This is Jefferson Close Up. I'm Carol Celine. My guest is endocrinologist Dr. Kevin Furlong. Your way to medical school had a lot of zigs and zags in it. You started college first as a music major. And then what happened?
Well, I always loved music, and I thought that was my passion. My dad always had a saying, make your avocation your vocation, never work a day in your life. However, when he knew that I was actually going to go to music school, he said, you better be careful as far as your decision there. And he sat me down. I remember his glasses were precariously perched on the end of his nose. And he said, Kevin, you like having a family? And I said, yeah, Dad, I'd like to have some kids. And he goes, do you like the house you live in now with us? And I said, absolutely, Dad. You like the cars that we drive? And I said, sure. And he said, if you're going to be a music major and get into music, you probably won't be able to have any of those things. So a dose of reality was injected in my life that day, and I decided to change course at that time. And actually then ended up going to Drexel University and studying business administration and majoring in economics.
And after that?
Yeah, it sounds like another zigzag's about to occur. What happened at that point is I always had an interest in the human body and medicine. And what had happened is I took a bunch of courses in physiology while I was studying business administration and found a really cool interest in that. So I finished my degree, worked in sales for a while, was unhappy doing sales, and decided, I'll go back and become a pharmacist. And I ended up transferring into pharmacy school. I had a lot of my basic credits done from my first degree. And while I was in pharmacy school, I said, wow, I think being a physician would be for me, but again, thought I was too old at that point in time, right below the age of maybe 26 or so. And I ended up completing that and working for a couple of years as a pharmacist, eventually saying, I'm going to go for this physician thing. I really believe in my heart of hearts that I would love to be a physician, and pursued that, and the rest is history. I'm very happy, exquisitely happy with my career choice at this point. But it took a while to get there, that's for sure.
You left out a part, though, that you were a professional drummer, I think?
Yeah. As one of the ways to pay for school, I would play with a lot of bands, a lot of wedding bands and original bands and top 40 bands. I also did a lot of instruction in both percussion and drum set, etc. So it was a nice way to make some extra cash. So I was able to keep music a part of my life, but not make it the bulk of my work.
Now, I know you were very close to your father, and he left you something that's very precious to you.
Yeah, my father unfortunately passed away when I was 26 years old. He died of liver failure. He had hepatitis C, which is an epidemic. So before he died, he actually gave me a cross of his, and to this day I still wear that. He also gave me a lot of interesting memorabilia from the Navy. My dad was a lieutenant commander in the Navy. And so I have a lot of cool medals and some of his old uniforms and swords and stuff. And what's kind of cool is I show these things to my children and tell them stories about my father. And he lives on, his memory lives on in their minds. And it's really nice to see.
So you have had a lot of exciting and happy things in your life. How would you define happiness?
Well, I think happiness is more of a state of mind. I'm a big fan of believing in the perceptive screen. We can have an activating experience, and the outcome on how we feel about that activating experience is our perception of the event. So I try to keep a very positive filter, and that allows me to be happy in a lot of situations.
So that you're saying attitude is everything.
Attitude is everything, Carol, absolutely.
And do you preach attitude to your patients?
Absolutely. And I learned that a lot from them as well. I take care of a lot of patients that have certain cancers, and I'm never cease to be amazed at their strength and their ability to stay positive during such a horrendous disease. And I learn a lot of lessons from them as well. And that makes me feel good as a physician. A lot of what I do isn't necessarily curing a disease, for example, but it's listening to the patient.
Wow, you must be a great role model.
Well,
Thanks.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I try.
Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.